coaching.
Yeah.
9. So let's go down the list and bring everybody up to speed. Denver hired Nathaniel Hackett. He was the former Green Bay offensive coordinator. The Bears hired Matt Eberflus, who was the Indianapolis Colts defensive coordinator.
Mhm.
New York Giants hired Brian Daboll, who was the Buffalo offensive coordinator. Did a good job up there with Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Las Vegas snagged Josh McDaniels, Patriots offensive coordinator. Jacksonville backed into Doug Peterson, the former Eagles head coach, has a Super Bowl ring. Not bad. Okay. Um, Minnesota is still open, but they're expected to hire Kevin O'Connell, the Rams offensive coordinator, but we're not sure on that one yet. We're still that one's
No,
officially
but
due.
that one's basically
That's basically done.
99.9 because when
Yeah,
there's no movement, they wait until after the Super Bowl.
yeah. So that left the Miami Dolphins, obviously in some turmoil because of the Brian Flores controversy and the suit against the NFL. They made a surprise move and hired Mike McDaniels, the 49ers offensive coordinator. Mike McDaniels is a former Washington assistant during the Shanahan era, and then moved over to San Francisco with Kyle Shanahan when Shanahan took over a few years ago. Now, he's an interesting guy, okay? He is going to count as a minority hire. He is considered biracial, multiracial, okay? And he is going to count as a minority hire. So, with the Rooney Rule, if your assistant coach becomes a head coach, your team gets compensatory draft picks. So, the 49ers, having developed a minority head coach, are going to get credit for it and will pick up, I don't know, a couple of third rounders or something like that. Now, let's talk a bit more about Mike McDaniels. We'll open up his file. Mike McDaniels is a Yale graduate, did not play football. He is not a football player, okay? And he's a young guy. He's probably about 38, 39 years old. So he's a little bit new school, but he has worked in football as an assistant since what, 2012, something like that. He's been doing this for a while. Okay. Tony, do we think that we're going to start seeing a trend of non-football people getting jobs in the NFL?
Well, first of all, you have to put in your time. If you put in the time and you put in the work, I can't really knock, even if you're a non-football player, you've gone the administrative route. It's what I try to tell the young guys to do when your career is over. Get into it as fast as you can. You should have an advantage over people like him because you actually played the game. So that gives you credibility, and you should be able to move up a little faster.
It's not happening, Tony.
Yeah.
That's not happening. That's the issue I have with the hire. Now, I'm not going to get into, here's what I'm not going to get into. I'm not going to get into this guy looks black, this guy doesn't look black enough, or whatever. I've had people say I don't look black enough. I don't get into that. Right? I'm not going to get into that. But I went to University of Virginia. What if I decided back in 1994 to get into coaching? Could I have been a head coach in less than 15 years? I doubt it. No.
I don't know, Dave. He did.
No.
But
Huh?
it's hard to do.
It's extremely hard to do. That's
when
why
you
I'm
got
so
all these candidates out here.
It's extremely hard to do, Tony. That's why I'm skeptical. That's why I'm skeptical. Some people might say, "Oh, you're just upset because a black guy didn't get the job." Well, according to the NFL, this guy's as black as Malcolm X. So I don't really care. Right? They're giving the draft picks to the 49ers. So he must be black. He must be black as the bottom of my shoe as far as they're concerned, because they're giving away those draft picks. So if Mike McDaniels can get this job, Okay. Now, I don't know if Mike McDaniels is friends with Kyle Shanahan and they're about the same age. And Kyle Shanahan had a sleepover in ninth grade. And all these other guys that now have head coaching jobs in the NFL, Matt LaFleur, Sean McVay, they all were having s'mores and pizza rolls over at the Shanahan's house. All these jokers have jobs. Okay. This is what I think black coaches should do. Start being friends with Mike Shanahan. Maybe that'll help you get a job. I'm serious. At this point,
Shanahan's was winning championships. They ain't won championship in 25 years.
who? The Rams? Who are you talking about? Can't hear you, T.
You know?
Now I can, yeah.
They haven't won a championship in 25 years.
Who's that?
Any of the
Right, exactly. So whatever Shanahan is doing, whatever he's selling, you know what that is? Here's what Mike Shanahan is selling. Mike Shanahan is selling them damn sea monkeys that used to be in the back of the comic books. Remember them? You could send in $5 and a self-addressed stamped envelope, and like a month later you would get what they called sea monkeys. All they were brine shrimp. Okay, he's selling snake oil. Okay, now I will say this: if Sean McVay does win a Super Bowl, this will be his second Super Bowl berth. He's been in the Super Bowl twice. If he wins the Super Bowl, that will does that legitimize everything that Shanahan has done? I don't think so. I think if you throw enough against the wall, eventually someone's going to do it. And I will say this, in Sean McVay's defense, the Rams organization believes in this guy so much, they traded away a ton of capital. You notice this was Super Bowl or bust for them, and they're there. All Sean McVay has to do is win a game by 1 point. That's it. It don't even have to be pretty. You win by 1 point, and you're a freaking genius, and you're immortal.
This year, being at home with that team that's cost everything.
Yep.
They done for years.
That's why they went. That's why they went all in. And so far it's worked. And then the other thing, and we'll talk more about the game, some of our ideas when Cody gets on. Thanks for joining us on the TD Report, everybody. I'm your host, David Combs, here with Tony Kennedy. We are talking NFL head coaching hires, and we've been talking now for almost 7 minutes, and we still haven't gotten to the last two on here. So we've talked a little bit about Mike McDaniels, the 49ers offense coordinator. Here's the other thing. This is something that bothers people that watch and are interested in seeing black coaches get promoted and end up getting these jobs. The main knock on Eric Bieniemy of the last few years has been that he does not call the plays. He did call the plays this year. Andy Reid turned over play calling to Eric Bieniemy this year, and they won the AFC Championship. They got to the AFC Championship game, didn't win it this time. Okay, that's fine. Mike McDaniels has never called plays, and he is now a head coach. Kyle Shanahan called the plays.
That's pretty bad.
Now, here's another thing I don't like. I have to laugh at. Mike McDaniels is getting credit for Deebo Samuel for turning him into what he is.
No play.
Huh?
Call no play.
He does not call the plays, Tony. So if you're Eric Bieniemy and you've essentially been shut out of getting head coaching jobs because you don't call the plays, and to see this guy at 38 get a job as a head coach and he's never called plays. Here's the thing that would bug an Eric Bieniemy. Eric Bieniemy, Tony, is our age. He's about 50, 51 years old, right? He was in college when we were in college. Mike McDaniels is 38 years old. How fair is that in terms of the amount of work that Eric Bieniemy has put in on the field, working his way up as an assistant to get to where he is? This hire that Miami has made might have had some political leanings to it because of the problems they're having after firing Brian Flores, who, in my opinion, I think it was a wrongful firing. That being said, you have guys that have been in this business for many, many years, like let me give you another name, Jim Caldwell. Okay, Jim Caldwell has not only called plays, he called plays for a Super Bowl championship team. He called the plays for the Ravens in, what is it? Was that 2011, I think it was, or 12?
2012, 13.
2012. They switched in the middle of the season and they said, you know what, Jim Caldwell, you call the plays. And Joe Flacco went from, Joe Flacco had one of the great playoff runs of a quarterback in history. 11 touchdowns, no interceptions, 1,700 yards. He was lights out in the playoffs. Okay. And for Jim Caldwell to be able to call plays like that, you would think everybody would continue using him and getting him into their system as an offensive, at least as an offensive coordinator. Okay. This doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't. Miami would have been, okay, here's where Miami is right now. They've got Tua Tagovailoa. They're not sure if he's the guy. They're not sure yet. There's still questions. You need to bring in an experienced play caller. This job, I think, screamed out for Jim Caldwell. I think it did. If they figured, if Miami ownership said, damn, we got to hire a brother to get everyone off our case, Jim Caldwell would have been the guy because he knows what he's doing. He's at least going to make you know either you have the quarterback that you think you have or you don't.
I don't like that part, Dave, where they have to hire the brother.
I'm sorry, Tony. This is the way of the world, and I listen. And don't worry, we're going to get to Houston next. That's a whole other story. So, Tony, we didn't do a production meeting before the show, everyone. Tony is literally hitting right on where I was getting ready to go. The Houston Texans today hire another black coach because they hired a black coach last year and fired him. This time they bring in Lovie Smith, who was the former Bears head coach, took them to the NFC Championship and into the Super Bowl. And Lovie Smith is now back on the sidelines as a head coach in Houston. The speculation is that he's a placeholder for somebody else. In other words, he could get fired in the next year or two. They're already paying David Culley from last year $11 million. $11 million for the 1 year's worth of work he did and honored the rest of his contract. And they did that largely because of PR, Tony. Yeah, they not giving that man his money. He was probably going to file a grievance, and then it was going to end up on Roger Goodell's desk. And at this point, if I'm Roger Goodell, I'm in the league office, I'm up in New York, I'm catching a lot of flack from a lot of places because my owners aren't acting right.
My GM aren't acting right.
Correct. Nobody. They're not. Something isn't right with the NFL right now, and it's really messed up what turned out to be a pretty damn exciting season. And when does Roger Goodell have his pre-Super Bowl press conference?
Isn't it like Thursday?
He might not answer questions because the questions are going to be. Right. Question number one is going to be, what about the Brian Flores lawsuit? Question number two, what about Redskins Washington ownership? What are you going to do about the sexual harassment charges? Right? I don't want that. And the Super Bowl is like a trade show, Tony. You've said it a million times. It's the world's biggest trade show next to the draft, right? All the coaches are there, right? All the coaches that don't have a job, they're there talking to people, trying to get a job. They're going to go up. You're coming up to Josh McDaniels. Hey, man, I need a job as a defensive coordinator. Do you have something? What do you got? Can you help me out? All these guys that just got jobs, there's 9 guys out here with jobs, and they're going to be looking for assistant coaches. They're all going to be swarming the hotels, the bars, the strip joints, the casinos. They're going to be everywhere saying, "Hey, man, let me email you my resume. Can you talk to your GM? I really need to get a gig." That's literally what this is. It's no different, Tony. It's no different than the Final Four for coaches. At the Final Four, that's all it is coaches looking for assistant coaching jobs. Hey, man, you heard anything about, I'm looking for something as a strength coach. Can I do that? Can I come in and be a bench coach? That's what it is. So the Houston situation really troubles me. That's the one that bugs me the most. That bugs me more than Miami. I don't want to see this done to Lovie Smith.
Well, he's a good man. Lovie has been through a lot.
Well, he's got a Super Bowl ring as an assistant. He was the assistant coach for the greatest show on turf. Did a hell of a job for them. Did a good job in Chicago until he couldn't get a quarterback. Rex Grossman. He's not a miracle worker. He got Rex Grossman to a Super Bowl.
Won. That was pretty good. Yeah, they almost won.
They almost messed around and won that.
Interception for a touchdown, then he threw another big interception. That was the difference of the game.
Quarterback play is the death knell to a big game like that. So let's talk about the New Orleans Saints. New Orleans Saints picked up a coach today. You just saw it. Dennis Allen, Saints defensive coordinator. They hired from within. Dennis Allen had been there since Sean Payton took over as coach. He was started out, Tony, as an assistant defensive line coach. Has worked his way all the way up to the head coach, from defense coordinator. One of the best defenses in football, top 5 defense. And 5 years ago when Rob Ryan was there, they weren't a very good defense. No. And he fixed it. No complaints here about this. Hiring from within, given the internal turmoil that's going on there. They're $70 million over the cap. They don't have a quarterback.
Oh, they may not be $70 million over the cap now. What Kamara did, he may be missing next year.
Oh boy! All right, let's talk about Alvin Kamara. Alvin Kamara was in the Pro Bowl. He played. I think he scored a touchdown, and was immediately arrested after the game. Picked up by the Las Vegas police. Apparently, there was a beatdown issued out in Las Vegas, and now they're saying that they have him on tape punching a man while he's down, while his friends kicked and stomped him. So the man has a broken orbital socket or broken orbital. He beat this guy. They beat this guy up pretty bad. So here's the question I have. You got one guy that's the football player. He's the one with all the money. And he's got his guys around him. They don't have any money. They have his money. He probably just gave everybody, here, here's 1,000 for you, 1,000 for you, 1,000 for you. So you have something in your pocket. Why are they stomping this man? I mean, your boy gets in a fight. He's winning the fight. He got the guy on the ground. Okay, you pull him off the dude. Hey man, come on, Big T. You can't beat the guy like that. Y'all fought. Y'all beat him up. Good. Why are y'all stomping the dude? It's like 3 or 4 guys that stomped him. They got it all on tape, Tony.
We will probably miss next season.
Somebody going to jail. No, Tony. Somebody going to jail behind this. So arrested. He was charged with battery. This doesn't sound good. He was arrested with battery resulting in substantially bodily harm. The man, this is from ESPN, okay? Reading from ESPN. We're giving ESPN their propers. Okay. Police said the video surveillance matched. The man said he started a conversation with a group of people. The man started to walk towards the elevator, but a man later identified as Kamara put his hand on the victim's chest to stop him. Now, in legal parlance, once you touch somebody and put your hand on them and they didn't ask you to, you have just committed assault. That was the assault, just putting his hand on the man's chest, right? The man pushed his hand off, and then Kamara shoved him, and the man fell down. He started punching him, and then the other guys jumped in and started kicking the dude. Okay, so 3 other men kicked the man in the face, chest, and legs. One of Kamara's associates stomped him 16 times. Incident broke up once security arrived, and Kamara and his party were escorted off the property. So if Kamara winds up getting cut behind this and they move on from him, they will take a dead cap hit. Okay. They won't just get to cut him and not take any hit. But $70 million over the cap, no quarterback. If to go by what you're saying, if there's no Kamara, no quarterback, no Kamara, and you're $70 million over the cap, or whatever you are of the cap after you cut him, Tony, I don't like this job very much.
No, it's not a good job.
So let's flip it this way. Eric Bieniemy didn't get a job this cycle. Did he dodge a bullet? Were any of these jobs good for him? I would have liked to see him take the Denver job. That's the job I think he should have gotten.
Well, reason being, he knows that division.
He knows the division, and he went to Colorado. It's got to help. Okay. Maybe even the Chicago job.
Maybe.
Because of the quarterback situation. I would have liked to see him get a chance to groom Justin Fields. Justin Fields needs an offensive guy. Now we'll see who Matt Eberflus brings in as his coordinator. But he's a defensive guy. So, developing Justin Fields in Chicago should be job number 1. Okay. They've got to get the quarterback right. Okay. Now, with those jobs all spoken for, Miami, Houston, and New Orleans, again, Minnesota, we think is going to be Kevin O'Connell. He's the Rams offensive coordinator. They're still playing, so they might not announce it until after the Super Bowl so he can prepare his team, okay, for the Super Bowl. That's totally understandable. I like the Doug Peterson hire in Jacksonville. I like it.
For them.
I think for that to be their second choice, I think it's a great hire. Okay. You get a coach with a lot of experience, and he has won, and he's got the ring. Exactly. He's won a Super Bowl before. And he's an offensive guy. He played quarterback in the league, so he should be able to help out Lawrence. And Trevor Lawrence needs that. And again, like I said, the difference between the Jacksonville ownership situation, what's going on in Chicago, it looks like Jacksonville's doing their best to find somebody to come in and groom Trevor Lawrence. Remember, they waited a long time to get Trevor Lawrence in there, and they tanked a lot of games to get that number 1 pick. And at this point, you're saying to yourself, we're going to get some guys healthy, that we drafted. They drafted that running back from Clemson. We're going to get him back. We're trying to do something in Jacksonville. They need to make a splash next year. I think next year, how many games did Jacksonville win this year? Like 3? Something like 4? You want to win 7.
They kicked the Colts out the playoff.
You want to win this year if you're Jacksonville. You want to win 7 games. You want to win 7 games this year. And
games, that'd be a hell of a year for them.
That's what you want to do. You want to win 7 games this year, and you want Trevor Lawrence to establish himself as one of the top young quarterbacks in a very loaded AFC, in an AFC loaded with young quarterbacks, okay, that are doing stuff, right? If you can get it to the point where he's doing Joe Burrow type things, that's what you're trying to get, right? That's what you drafted him for. But when Cincinnati drafted Joe Burrow, what was that, 2 years ago? 3 years. Well, it was 3 years ago. This is his second year playing, right? not in your wildest dreams did you think you'd be sitting here and you're looking at a shot at a Super Bowl.
He was drafted in April of 2020.
Drafted in 2020. Okay. So after he blew his knee out, I didn't think they'd be here right now. I thought that injury would have set them back at least a year.
But the injury actually helped them because they lost games and allowed them to get chased.
That's true. That's true. Well, I'll tell you what, Joe really didn't want to get the knee nuked he didn't want to get the knee blown up like that just to get Chase. But that did work out. That worked out great for them.
Without and Chase, they wouldn't be here.
Now, I have been a big critic of their offensive line. And I'm going to take a different tactic. I'm going to take a different direction. That offensive line might not be that bad. They're young. They got some young guys on
quarterback in the league.
Huh?
He's one of the most sacked quarterbacks in the league.
And when you go back and analyze it, if he's anything like most young quarterbacks, he might be holding the ball too long sometimes.
But and when you have that in this game, they have to play well. If they don't play well, they're going to get blown out.
Well, this next game, I'm looking at the matchups, Tony. I don't see where the Bengals match up with the Rams at outside in the wide receiver, at corner, defensive back. I don't think their back 4 or 5 guys can handle what they're going to see, come next Sunday.
The difference is in the Rams team is OBJ, because you can't. He's a real number one. You can't keep putting single coverage on him.
No, he'll kill you. Everybody
thought he was washed up. They thought it was his problem, and he was the problem in Cleveland. Oh, it is that blah blah blah. Hello.
I bet Deshaun Jackson wish he hadn't left.
Yeah, what is up with that?
He made the wrong move, buddy. But buddy, I know you in Vegas, but you ain't in the Super Bowl, pal. So you should have stayed where you was at. He should have said
because he was on the team a bunch of times, but he doesn't get it like he wanted.
No, he should have stayed. Because there's no talent. Because look, him walking out of there just made it easy for OBJ to walk in.
Yeah.
I like the Rams defense in this game. The acquisition of Von Miller is going to be huge. They cannot, because you cannot now, you can't key on Aaron Donald. And if those guys are going to wreck your offensive game plan. They're going to get you off schedule, right? Now, I'll say this. If the Bengals are within 10 points at halftime, they have a shot. A shot. Hey, they were down 11. They were down 11 to the Chiefs and came back and won that. Should have been down 18, Tony. Should have been down 18 points.
Jay, the problem is it's a home game.
Yes.
Even though actually the Rams are the visiting team.
The Rams are the visiting team, but come on, Tony. These guys, Los Angeles,
the locker room. They put the Rams in their own locker room.
The Lakers are terrible. Okay, Los Angeles wants a winner. Okay, so they're basically, if the Rams win this game, they will save football in Los Angeles. They will revive football in Los Angeles because everybody loves a winner. T.
That means that arena will have a Super Bowl.
Yep.
I mean, it's one of the best arenas in the world. And remember, folks, I called this on the TD report.
You did, Tony. You said the Rams would be there.
And I said they were my Super Bowl champions.
And you said that before they got Von Miller. You said that before they got OBJ. You said that from the beginning. Man, that's for Rams fans or people that are serious watchers of the sport that call this from the beginning. That's a great look. But again, that's why but you got to play the game. So, I know you're going to be, deep down inside, you're going to be rooting for your boy Joe Burrow. I know, your nephew. That's your nephew. You're going to be rooting for him. But
I love me some Joe Burrow.
Hey man, Brody Meadows, where you at? You better be in a Super Bowl in like 6, 7 years, buddy. That's going to be you. Okay. So that's our other nephew. We got lots of nephews. That's big baby. That joker's huge. 6'7". Man, Tony, that picture of you two together, I'm like, dang, he big. 17, 18 years old, that joker huge.
Ooh.
Yes, sir. He's going to have a good time at Virginia Tech, man. Wish that guy a lot of luck. But I'm telling you, in 4, 5, 6 years, man, we're going to be hearing people talk about him.
Yeah,
he's going to be something else. So look, what else we got today? We've talked about Kamara. We've talked about the head coaching. I mean, let's end the head coaching piece on this. Tony, what happens next with these coaches with the Rooney Rule? What's the next incarnation of the Rooney Rule? Do they throw it out? Do they come up with something else? What do you think?
It may get scrapped. And I think the more GMs that you put in positions, I just think, I mean, what else they gonna do? Don't bring me in for a damn meeting just to have a dinner and laugh and grin in my face.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I don't like that. I don't like that crap. Mm-hmm. Don't do that to me like they did to Flores. That's awful.
Does Flores ever get another job in this league? Yes or no? No. It's a shame. It's really, really a shame. I will say this. Bill Belichick, don't ever trust Bill Belichick sending out no damn text. What the hell was Bill? I know Bill. Look, Bill did that on purpose. Yeah, he did.
I think he was a dry snitch.
He's a dry snitch, and he was doing that to get back at the NFL too. I know Bill ain't stupid. Okay, you ain't never gonna come on, man. Oh, so he's like, sorry, I thought that was for somebody. That was for somebody else. But hey, man, once I heard Bill Belichick was involved, I said, come on, man. Come on, man. Don't tell me Bill Belichick just didn't realize what he was doing. Come on. It'll be a cold day in hell, man. Bill Belichick, I don't understand what happened. Yeah, right. He better label his contacts better when he's sending his text. Know what he's doing. Hey man, I will be honest with you. I have sent the wrong text to the wrong person before. It's kind of embarrassing. You send the wrong text to the wrong girl. Now, granted, I'm single. I can do these things, but you send the wrong. You're supposed to be taking Susie out, and then you send Sally a text. You can't do that. Sally gonna be like, "What you talking about?" You gonna get yourself in trouble. That's what Bill Belichick did. So, you don't think Flores gets another job in this league? Period. He's blacklisted. That's ironic that I say blacklisted, but that's basically what he is. He's going to be blacklisted, be an outcast. He was a finalist here for the Houston job, supposedly. But these owners stick together. They're the most exclusive club in the world. The Billionaire Boys Clubs. That's what they are. They basically like the Little Rascals, except all them jokers own teams. Spanky, Alfalfa and all them, except Buckwheat don't own a team. That's the difference. Yep. Mm-hmm. Was it Chubby, Buddy, Mickey? They all own teams. Bowie, that's Jay-Z.
Shows you what old money did to get people in the body's teams.
Mm-hmm.
That's old money that's passed down generations, and people got this money. I mean, it shows
Mm-hmm.
you.
You know how much it cost for the you know how much it cost for the Chicago Bears to buy the Chicago Bears originally?
Wasn't it like $3 or something? Or
$100.
it was like $100 or something. It was something
It was
crazy.
$100 for them to establish the team. Shit, I got $100. I can't even, Tony, I can't buy a ticket for the Commandos with $100.
Commando.
Huh?
The Commodore?
The Commodores? I mean, the
You said
Commander
the command.
Salamanders?
You
Man,
said the
listen,
commander.
we talked last week on the TD Report about the Washington Commanders and the name change. But there's some news coming out of the DC area. A lot of people getting excited. There's a shot that Russell Wilson might be coming to DC. What's up?
Oh,
Is it a
that
dream?
day,
Is it a dream?
the dream.
It's a dream. It was all a dream.
It was all a dream.
All right. Okay. Hey, listen. Jonathan Allen and his lovely wife took a picture at the at the Pro Bowl with the lovely Ciara and her husband Russell Wilson. And when they posted it, Washington Commanders fans went bananas, went crazy, blew up social media. We getting Russ. Russ coming to DC. DC's kind of close to Richmond, and he's from Richmond. He coming to DC. First of all, for those of you that aren't from the DC metro area, Richmond and Washington could not be any more different. They're over an hour and a half apart, right? 90 miles. It's not anywhere close to being local. You're closer, obviously, from DC to Baltimore than you are to Richmond.
Let me give you the extreme. During the Civil War, one was the capital of the South, and one was the capital of the country.
Well, I think we had to move. Well, I think we had to move it. They had to move it north for a while because the Union was losing. The Union was losing a little, just a little bit.
Was the capital,
getting their butt
and
bit.
Richmond was the capital. So
yeah, they moved the capital up to
shows
Philly.
you right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's totally different.
It's totally different. But I get it. I get it. It would make it easier for his family to see him play. His family back east.
In Richmond.
What's that?
It's in Richmond.
Yeah, but with the amount of money that he was making, he could fly his family anywhere they wanted to go to come see him play. Now, he likes being in the Pacific Northwest because his sister plays at Stanford. His younger sister plays college basketball. Anna Wilson. Huh?
More years.
Maybe a year, maybe two. Makes sense. She's at Stanford, and she was a great high school basketball player, obviously, going to Stanford. And I don't think she's just a bench player. I think she's actually a starter. She's supposed to be pretty good. So let's assume that Washington does go all in to get either Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson. If they do that, they're going to end up giving up that number 11 pick, aren't they? They're going to probably have to. And they're probably going to have to give up maybe next year and the year after is number 1 and a player, which will probably be somebody like Sweat, Payne. Okay. Tim Settle.
Gave up Allen. Wouldn't it be funny if they gave up Allen to get him after he took a picture with him?
Jonathan Allen they will basically do whatever they can do to keep Jonathan Allen and Terry McLaurin here in DC. They'll give them whatever money they want to get. So here's what I say. They better hope that they don't both ask every time that comes up, they don't ask for max money. They better hope they give some kind of home team discount. Something. The way I've always felt about
the number 1 pick.
The way I've always felt about the Washington roster as constructed is it's too top heavy with young players, and all those young players can't get paid. They can't all say, hey, I'm top five at my position. I should get top five money in all of football. And even if the team is winning, see, the thing is, the one thing that I think needs to change in the NFL is if your team is winning, I think the salary cap for your team should be higher. If your team is losing and everyone wants to get maxed out, well, why would I max out everybody if we aren't winning? That's what I think. I think there should be kind of some sort of sliding scale. Now, Tony, that would help a team like Dallas a great deal. A lot of guys getting paid a lot of money in Dallas and they ain't winning quite enough. You see what I'm saying? Sorry, Tony. Sorry everybody. I had to get Tony one good time, man. Tony, like, man, come on, Dave. Come on, Dave.
They ain't winning enough.
They ain't winning enough. Hey, listen, you know what Russell Wilson's cap hit is right now? It's $22 million. Dak making more than Russell Wilson. Come on, man. Come on, man. Got to do something about that, T. Looks like we lost Mr. Tony for a second. Here on the TD Report, I'm your host, David Combs. Tony, you're back. What happened? You gave Dak a call? You gonna get Dak to get back some money? TK in the building. I don't know what happened to Cody. Hey, I got you now. I got you.
Damn it.
I don't know what happened to Cody. I think Cody ran off or something, man. What's up, TK? Having issues? We're trying to get Tony to get his sound right. Come on, baby. Let's go, man.
God damn it.
What's wrong?
Hold on. I'm having issues.
What, do you want a phone or a computer? Technology. What are you going to do? So, Washington fans, wherever you are out there, we got to talk about your boy Russell Wilson. So when Russell Wilson gets here, what number does he get? All right. Where does he live? What neighborhood? He gonna live in Potomac, somewhere like that, or he's gonna live out like in Ashburn? I think he ends up living out in Ashburn. Get him a nice big old house. You know what I'm saying? You know, big place for the kids. You know, something nice like that. You know, I don't know if that's gonna happen, but man, if it did, this place would just go absolutely crazy. Russell Wilson in a Washington Commanders uniform, and by the way, he's got 2 years left on his current deal with Seattle. If they trade him here, the only way you would trade away assets to Seattle is if you're 100% sure that you can sign him to a long-term deal. And by that, I mean, he's 33 years old. So a long-term deal, maybe you extend him another 2 years after the two to go with the 2 years that he's got to give him 4 years. Then he'll be about 37 years old at the end of that deal. Or maybe you just give him a 4-year deal on top of the two, and you have him here for 6 years. That would be more ideal. But the fact that he's a little bit younger than Aaron Rodgers actually helps justify bringing in Russell Wilson. He's been relatively injury-free most of his career. He did have the finger injury this year. It's kind of a fluke thing. He was at the Pro Bowl. He partook in a lot of the throwing drills and the throwing exhibitions and contests. And from all intents and purposes, everyone said that his throwing motion looked pretty good. If that hand is legit, the WFT, formerly the WFT, the Commandos have a good offensive line, should get a little better next year. The defense is going to have to be better, it probably will. And you're going to have, Antonio Gibson to hand the ball off to. You've got Terry McLaurin. Maybe you need another receiver. You need a little bit of help on defense at middle linebacker. Move Jamin Davis to, a weak side linebacker spot and let him play the position he should be playing in the pros. The WFT might be cooking with something. They're going to be playing a third-place schedule out of the NFC East. That schedule is priced to move. It's going to be an 11-win season, 10 or 11-win season for the Commandos next year. I just don't see it being any less unless somebody's not doing what they're supposed to be doing. Okay. All right, we got Cody joining up. So, as we discuss more, about Washington. Hey, Tony, you're back.
You can hear me?
I got you. Yes,
yeah,
sir.
Yeah. So you saying a 10, 11 win season?
Yes.
Hell to the no.
Yep.
Man, you lost your damn mind, Dave.
Tony, here's why I say
10,
this.
11 games.
Tony, this is why I say this. Their schedule is so easy. It's got to be the easiest schedule ever. Huh?
Pull the schedule up.
I thought did we go through this, T? Hold up. Let's see.
Go through this.
Let's take a look.
Adding on wins like they can just roll the helmet out.
I didn't say roll the helmet out. They're gonna play some teams that they should be able to beat. All right, I'm going to pull up Washington 2022 opponents, okay? You ready? Let's go. Hold on, I'm scrolling to it. Hold up. Okay. Away games. Detroit Lions away. That's a win. Minnesota Vikings away. That's a win. Jaguars.
Wait, hold, stop. First game, what?
Detroit Lions, they're going to beat them.
Away?
Yeah, at Detroit.
Play harder than anybody. If Heineke's quarterback, that's an L. Go again.
Bears.
They cannot stop Justin Fields. Go again.
Texans. Colts.
They're not beating Jonathan Taylor and them. They got a great defense too.
49ers.
L.
They're going to be basically playing a second-year quarterback, Tony.
Better than everything else. They just made the NFC Championship. They didn't make the NFC Championship because of Jimmy G.
Okay.
They wouldn't be getting rid of him.
Dallas.
You know that's an L. They can't beat us with Dak. Dak is 9-1 against them.
Tony, they're going to have Russell Wilson as their quarterback.
Listen, man. We talking hocus pocus shit. We're talking about right now if they got your boy Heimlich.
If you say, if with Heineke, they lose to Detroit. With Heineke, they beat Detroit, lose to the Bears, beat the Texans, lose to the Colts, lose to the 49ers, lose to Dallas, but they're not going to have Heineke at quarterback next year. It's going to be somebody else. It's going to be Russell Wilson, Tony.
Until you know for sure that he's going to come play for their coordinator and this horrible head coach. Hell no. Russell probably play in Carolina before he come to Washington.
Oh, my God. He would not play in Carolina, Tony. Come on, man. Are you kidding?
They got more weapons.
Oh, Tony. I don't know. We might need to revisit.
Carolina is built more like the old Seattle team than the Washington team is.
We need to revisit this when he gets here because basically you're going to – okay, let's talk about the teams that are coming here. Green Bay Packers. That's a win. Aaron Rodgers will not be in Green Bay next year.
That was the number 1 seed this year?
Green Bay will not have Aaron Rodgers.
I don't give a shit if Green Bay got Aaron Rodgers. You acting like their whole team was sorry.
They couldn't beat the 49ers, Tony.
Okay. Washington plays the same schedule as Dallas. The only difference is 2 games. But everybody gets an extra home game, so that takes away from that 2-game stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, everybody gets 9 games at home.
So here's the list of opponents coming to DC. Packers, Vikings, Jaguars, Titans. Browns, Falcons, Cowboys, Eagles, Giants.
5-4 or 6-3 at home.
Yeah, their home schedule is priced to move, Tony. They got to make their bones. You know, they're going to have to put up 5 to 6 wins.
So
What's
if they
that?
go 6-3 at home, 6-3 at home.
They go 6-3 at home. If they go 4-4 on the road, that's 10 wins, Tony.
But that's going 6-3 at home.
They'll go 6-3 at home. If Aaron Rodgers is not in Green Bay, if Aaron Rodgers is not in Green Bay or any of the teams that they play, I will give the Washington Commandos 6-3.
Dallas' schedule.
You want to look at Dallas?
Mm-hmm.
Dallas.
Look at who.
Okay, hold on. Now they're going to be. I just have the opponents. I don't have the schedule. Okay. Okay. All right. You ready? Home games: Eagles, Giants, Washington. We know that. Home: Bears, win. Lions, win. Buccaneers with no Brady, win. Colts. Texans, win. Bengals, loss. That's a loss.
So Dallas could be conservative. They could be 7-2 at home.
They better be.
Or they can be 8-1. But give me the road thing.
Road isn't too bad. Eagles, Giants, Washington. Packers. That's a win.
So the same thing applied. Keep going.
No Rodgers. That's a win. Vikings. They beat them last year. That's a win. Mm-hmm. Rams. That's a loss.
Mm-hmm.
Jaguars. Win. Titans.
Keep going.
That's it. That's the away schedule. They only have 8 games.
13, 14 games.
Huh?
Dallas could win 13, 14 games next year.
They should win at least 12. If they don't win 12 games, well, here's the thing. If Dallas wins 12 games, because I was explaining to somebody on Facebook the other day, I said that Dallas, to win the NFC East next year, Dallas, because the schedule for the WFT is so easy, Dallas is probably going to have to go 5-1 at the least, maybe 4-2.
For the schedule.
Huh?
We played most of the same teams. What's the difference of the schedule? What was a different team on the schedule?
Let's see. Well, obviously we're playing a first place schedule, so we're getting the Rams. The Cowboys are getting the Rams. The other team, I'm thinking, who is it? Oh, and the Bengals.
So we get the Super Bowl teams. Who do they get?
Well, you get the Super Bowl teams, and you get the Bucks you get the Bucks because they won their division. You're just getting a bunch of division winners. Okay, Bengals won their division. The Colts won. No, the Colts didn't win their division. Bengals won their division. Bucks won their division. Rams won their division, and the Packers won their division. So there's your division. There's your division winners right there.
Play the Packers also.
What's that?
They play the Packers also.
And they play the Packers. That's right. Mm-hmm.
NFC Central.
You play the NFC Central, right? Packers, Vikings, Lions, and Bears. That's right. Yep.
We got the Central. We all got Jacksonville. The difference of the schedule is we play the Rams and the Bengals.
Excuse me.
They play somebody else.
Yeah, you guys have the NFC Central and the AFC South. Last year it was the AFC West.
So only difference of the game is we got the Bengals
Mm-hmm.
and the Rams.
Bengals and Rams. Yep. That's a tough schedule, Tony.
The Rams listen. We beat them. It doesn't make a difference in all that.
Mm-hmm.
But Bengals and the Rams this year is their year. They won't sign OB if they win. Von Miller's a year older. He might retire. They're not going to be the same team next year.
Mm-hmm.
Do that.
But they will have Matt Stafford. They'll still have Matt Stafford next year.
Matt Stafford. Right.
Man, Matt Stafford's been doing a great job, Tony. Come on, man. Get that man some love, man.
We got lucky by getting the Cincinnati game at home.
Correct.
So that's an extra advantage for Dallas. But the schedules are basically the same.
Dallas playing an away game at the Rams, that might as well be a home game.
Exactly.
I will say that. Because when they played the Chargers out there, it was more Cowboys fans there than Chargers fans. I will say the same thing for Rams.
So our schedule isn't that much different than theirs.
Right. But Cowboys are a better team. So, we'll see. The only difference is going to be if you tell me that the Redskins, the Washington plays that schedule and they play it with an Aaron Rodgers or a Russell Wilson at quarterback, I like their chances of being able to go 11-5, 11-6, maybe even 12-5 against that schedule. Okay.
They got all pieces, and all they need is a quarterback. They need more than that. That defensive interior isn't too good.
Who?
The linebackers.
Well, the linebackers. Oh, Tony, they got to fix what they've got to fix. I mean, even Dallas had holes on defense. Dallas has got to work on their scheme. That scheme needs to be better next year. They need to improve their defense because I think what you're going to start seeing, Tony, is you're going to see a couple of other teams here and there decide, hey, we're going to do – because, the NFL is a copycat league. Somebody is going to say, hey, let's go all in and try to win the Super Bowl this year. Don't worry about next year. And just like the Buccaneers, look, how did it work? The Buccaneers did that by getting Tom Brady to come there. And they loaded up their team and made a 2-year push to try to win 2 Super Bowls. They only won 1, but they tried. Now the Rams did that, pushed all their money to in the beginning, in the middle of the table, went all in, and now they're in the Super Bowl. So I will guarantee you another NFC or AFC team is going to try to do the same thing. They always copy.
Up to date on the Kyler Murray stuff, and then we want to answer some of these chats, Dave. Some of the things. We got a lot of business on this chat.
All right. Can you hear me?
Hello.
All right. Jake Coleman says you are wrong about the Shanahan tree. Look up QB Collective. You'll understand the network Kyle, Matt, and Sean created. So what? Wayne the Voice Matthews. What's up, fellas? What do y'all think of the Washington Commodores, Komodo Dragons, whatever? Let me see. Wayne says they can tank the next 3 years and Jacksonville will still suck. The only thing good on the Jags is their uniforms. Real talk. OBJ ain't killed nothing. Stop it, Tony. And tomato sauce ain't that red.
Didn't he have 100 yards last game in the NFC Championship?
No, he looked great.
Yards? What you mean he killed nothing?
Mm-hmm. He says
115 yards.
He says they were down 21-3 actually. Okay. So, OBJ's doing fine. He seems happy. He's not causing trouble. He wasn't the problem in Cleveland. And now Cleveland is looking like they're going to move away from Baker Mayfield probably in a year or two. They're not going to pay him market.
You just traded for Kyler Murray?
Who? Baker? Oh, that would be messed up. Cody said, "What about Baker Mayfield going to Tampa Bay?"
They're not taking him.
I know.
Trask is better than them damn Mayfield. I'm not
No,
taking him.
no. I'm talking about Kyler. Maybe Kyler. Hey, look, Kyler. Maybe Kyler wants to play baseball. I don't know. Go figure. I don't know what's going on. No, there's going to be, with the Super Bowl being where it's at, a lot of people aren't going to notice.
For the Giants quarterback,
Daniel Jones. I don't know if I like that, Tony. I don't think Daniel Jones will be in the NFL in 3 years.
I got a bold prediction.
Uh-oh.
The boy lands in Tennessee or Denver. Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers to Denver is where I think he's going to end up.
Or Tennessee.
The Titans? Now that would be interesting. I think they feel like they've gone as far as they can go with Tannehill. They gave it a shot. Well, it's not even ham and cheese. That's not even the ham and cheese stuff, Tony. He made a major mistake in that Bengals game, and that's what cost them that game. T. You can't throw. You can't. You were in. It was a tie game. You can't try to force anything. If anything, you say, "Hey, Joe Burrow, we're going to pin you back inside your 20. You're going to have to basically go the length of the field to get this field goal." They didn't do that. All Burrow had to do was make us one throw. One. And he made it. And he made it. Look great. Hey, Tony, and look great doing it. Okay? So, Tannehill being a veteran quarterback made a mistake that a rookie would make in that situation.
Let me ask you something. Are we going to watch the Super Bowl together as a TD report? What are we going to do?
I was supposed to go out, but I don't know. We can talk about it offline, see what we can work out.
Because y'all want professionals to get y'all up on this Super Bowl, let you know how it's going. We may be able to tune in after each quarter.
Maybe we can do that. Just go live real quick. That's cool. Just open it up. All right.
Quarter.
Let's do that.
Halftime. We have the TD report. Is going to be live from inside SoFi for the best halftime concert in the history. We're going to be live from inside the stadium.
Oh, okay. Let's do it. Hey, Tony.
Our guy is going to be live. JB's
going to be there. Excellent. Hey, man, we got to get out of here. We didn't get Cody on here today, but we'll get Cody on next time. You want to try to do this on Thursday? We'll be back on the TD report.
We're going to have our Super Bowl show so we can go over the predictions again.
Got to go over those.
Score. Yeah, because y'all know who I got. I stayed with my Rams the whole time doing the play.
I'm taking the Bengals, man. Come on, Joe Burrow. Come on, man.
By the way, Dave, your boys are up 2 points against Duke.
Against Puke?
Yeah, against Duke.
All right. I'll have to check the game out when I get off of here. Everyone, thanks for joining us. Hey, listen, we're going to give some love out here. Jake Coleman, thank you for commenting. Wayne the Voice, as usual. Hey, we got somebody in Russia that's watching us. Hey, thanks, Russia. We appreciate y'all. Hey, you better not be Vladimir Putin, okay? That's all I'm saying. If you Vladimir Putin, stop watching us. But if you're a Russian supermodel, you can watch us all you want. Thanks a lot for joining the TD. Hey, I like Russian supermodels. Hey, Tony, thanks for joining us on the TD Report. I'm David Combs. That's Big TK. And we're going to see y'all on Thursday. Go UVA. Beat Duke. Beat Duke. Later.